It's the PAC man, all things physician assistant. And in this video, I want to talk to you guys about how to find a PA to shadow. So last weekend, I was doing some volunteer work with the PA program that I went to school at, MDC man. And we're doing some free healthcare screenings for migrant like farm workers and what have you. And so while there, I noticed there was a couple of PA prospects that were planning on applying to PA school this year or following year. And basically the question that seemed to pop up the most was, do you know anyone that I can shadow, or can I shadow you? First, let me start by saying you don't need to shadow someone to get into PA school, okay? So my recommendation for finding a PA to shadow is, one, don't reach out to PAs in the hospital, because there's a lot of policy and procedure before you're able to walk into an examination room or a patient's room or even have access to any patient's information for multiple reasons: HIPAA violations, Joint Commission policies. Stay away from the hospital, that's my opinion. Unless you already work in a hospital and they know you, or you got really strong connections and they're gonna patch you through. Next, stay away from the main franchised practices. What I mean by franchised practices is, like, let's say urgent cares, like MD Now. They have several locations. They probably have a human resource, right? Whenever there's a human resource, there's policies and procedures. So basically, although they're not as big as a hospital, they're operating like a hospital. So for those guys, you're gonna run into the same dead end. Man, reach out to PAs in private practice, primary care. You can reach out to specialties, like for instance, let's say you always wanted to be a cardiology PA. You could reach out to a cardiologist. There's plenty of private practice cardiologists out there that have PAs and that are not associated with the hospital. They may have privileges to see patients in the hospital, but they don't work for the hospital. Therefore, they don't, it's their own rules. They don't have a human resource. It's them. Even if they're in a small group of a couple of cardiologists, let's say as an example, come together to form their own entity, that's still pretty private, man. Like, they don't really care if the PA agrees to have you come in. Maybe you sign a release form or awareness of HIPAA, and that's it. And next thing you know, the very next day or the next week, you're already in there observing what a PA does. So that's my recommendation. Anyways, I think this video is getting a little lengthy. I hope this reaches you, and I hope it's able to give you some type of guidance. All right, love you guys. Take care.